Apparently, Trump is trying to push Elon out of the administration, trying to push him out of the White House.
Oh, you think Trump cares about you?
Donald Trump's useless tariffs disproportionately impact disabled people.
Trump's dumb tariff maths.
Everywhere you go now in the supermarket, it has these tags to say if something is made in Canada or made by a Canadian company, because then it's not being impacted by the tariffs. When they said fuck the US.
Trump's 2025 tariffs just dropped, and TikTok is ready to riot. From exploding prices to trade war fears, we're breaking down the rants that'll make your jaw drop. Buckle up.
Trump's dumb tariff maths. So you might well have seen by now just how Donald Trump and his team have calculated these tariffs. I saw someone worked it out pretty quickly online, and so then the US administration felt the need to also go out and explain online and tried to make the formula look really complicated with lots of Greek, but it basically boils down to the American deficit in trade, in goods, over the total amount of goods that that country sends to Europe. So actually, it's a bit of a measure of a success of that country in terms of relatively getting in more to the US than the US sells to them. It's a measure of success. It's not tariffs. Tariffs are very specific levies placed on goods as you buy them. So it's not that at all. In fact, take, for example, the 20% on the EU. The World Trade Organization says the average tariffs of the EU around the world, the average tariff barriers are 5%, not 20%. But it's a measure of success. So for Japan, I think it was, he calculated 50% or nearly 50%, so it's 24% return. And then similarly for Switzerland, 31% return on, 62% tariffs and stupid stuff like that. But for those countries that aren't rich, that don't have big consumer markets, it's a messed up formula for another reason, and that's that if you're a poor third world country selling in to the US t-shirts or sneakers or vanilla pods or whatever palm oil that you can get into the States, your own consumer base in your country aren't going to be buying.
Oh, you think Trump cares about you? Okay, so what are your thoughts on Trump saying he doesn't care if companies raise prices for their cars with the new 25% automobile tariff that he set out, where you're going to be paying more, and he says he doesn't care. He's telling you he doesn't fucking care about you. And yet, people will still defend him. If Joe Biden said he didn't care that prices would raise because of something he did, MAGA, you would blow up the fucking White House. Lastly, if you didn't know, TikTok's getting banned again in like 7 days. So if you want to see more, please follow my Instagram at newswithben. I'm going to be posting on there daily, and if TikTok stays, I might start doing lives. I hope you all have an amazing day. And yeah, good luck, America.
At Mike Gals, Worthy broke down the insanity. Trump's tariffs aren't tariffs. They're a punishment for countries that sell more to the U.S. than they buy. His formula slaps 20% on the EU when the WTO average is just 5% and 50% on Japan. Meanwhile, poor nations get crushed for checks notes not buying enough Teslas. Meanwhile, at Ben Verbeek called out the hypocrisy, Trump literally said he doesn't care if car prices spike 25%. But if Biden said that, MAGA would storm the White House again.
One thing about Canada, they're going to fucking rally. Everywhere you go now in the supermarket, it has these tags to say if something is made in Canada or made by a Canadian company, because then it's not being impacted by the tariffs. When they said fuck the US, they meant it, because it's everywhere. You look everywhere. I, for one, I fucking love it. It's great. Fuck Donald Trump.
Insiders allegedly, this is alleged genuinely because this hasn't officially happened yet, but this is not a joke. Apparently, Trump is trying to push Elon out of the administration, trying to push him out of the White House. I genuinely do believe that this is about to be catastrophic for the Trump administration, because they've openly said multiple times that Elon is what won them the election. He is really good with those voting machines, you know? There is no way that he's not going to try to snitch on them. They might have him unalived. Genuinely, Elon Musk, like, if he was definitely afraid for his life before, he should be very afraid. If they try to phase him out of this administration, they're going to try to unalive him 100%. Like, allegedly for legal purposes. I can't say what they're actually going to try to do, but there's no way that he doesn't have information about how they won the election. And if they try to push him out of the White House, there is no way that he doesn't try to spill the beans. This is a deadly breakup, genuinely.
At Share, Stevenson called it, Canada's going full patriotic mode. Every store now tags Canadian-made products to dodge Trump's tariffs. When they said, F the U.S., Zrania, they meant it. And honestly, we love to see it. Meanwhile, at the Jesse Buyer dropped a bombshell. Trump's team is allegedly trying to push Elon out. Big mistake. That man knows all their voting machine secrets. If this breakup happens, someone's getting unalived, and it won't be Elon.
As a supply chain and finance double major in college that graduated magna cum laude, a current supply chain manager, and a second-year MBA student at a top 10 program, in my professional opinion, we are so fucked.
So I just finished watching the tariff announcement from the Rose Garden. I'm so glad I did, because it's so much more clear now. What the fuck?
At Abby7654, drop the mic. Supply chain manager, MBA at top 10 school. Let me translate Trump's tariffs for you. Clutch's degree, we are fucked. Meanwhile, at Gabriel Taita Uther summed it up perfectly. After watching that Rose Garden speech, I finally understand everything. Deadpan. What the actual fuck?
Trump's tariffs are lowering the prices, and we're about to see no income tax. We saw the new tariffs be announced today, and huge things are happening right now. I'll get to the income tax part in a second. But right now, we're already seeing places like Vietnam come out and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and cut the tariffs we have against the United States. This is the huge bargaining chip that we've been wanting to see to put America as number one. Everything that Americans make can now be sold all around the world when we get done negotiating with all these countries. So since Vietnam is dropping this, we're going to see America drop the tariffs against them, reciprocal tariffs. We also saw India come out and say that they're going to drop $23 billion worth of tariffs against the United States. On top of that, we also saw Canada come out and say that they were going to drop their tariffs against the United States. That is huge. That's huge for Americans and for Canadians. Now, the income tax part, this is very, very interesting. Trump is very soon to announce the External Revenue Service, and Americans are wondering, how can we afford to have no income tax for households with less than $150,000 a year? Well, we're expecting to already have $6 trillion of income from tariffs, and that's just from what we're announcing right now. So this is a big deal. It's bringing America back as number one. We're going to be the manufacturing powerhouse of the world again, and I think every American would love to have no income tax.
Donald Trump's useless tariffs disproportionately impact disabled people. You know what comes from overseas? Wheelchairs. A lot of our medications, hearing aids, medical supplies. Literally everything is now more expensive, which is a problem for disabled people on a fixed income. I don't think the eugenics are an accident, and on the off chance that they are, he doesn't seem to care enough to stop when called out on it, because Donald Trump hates disabled people.
At By His, Truth is celebrating. Trump's tariffs are working. Vietnam, India, and Canada are already folding. America's manufacturing comeback starts now. And guess what's next? No income tax for families under $150K, thanks to $6 trillion in tariff cash. Meanwhile, at Kate Harmon, Cyberine exposed the dark side. Disabled Americans are paying the price. Wheelchairs? More expensive. Medications? More expensive. Hearing aids? More expensive. But sure, let's call this an economic victory. Agree with the tariffs or think they're BS? Comment below. Smash like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss our next political firestorm. Stay loud.